Righty ho, Clados. I'm Remnite, your colorful doe light. And we are picking up where we left off with the art gift I'm working on for my older brother, seriously, for his Lucca OC inside of the Final Fantasy XIV game, with the new Viper class outfit and the new Pictomancer class outfit as well. And we only got most of the base colors started for the Viper one. I decided to draw the Viper version of Lucca in a more mischievous looking kind of way. I did want to try to feel like I'm mimicking a snake for him a little bit with the kind of toony style that I've gotten accustomed to at this point. And just seeing like how it will translate to that. We did try to make some exaggerations on the appearance of Lucca himself. I'm trying to combine how I like to make things look cute and things look like oversized, and still kind of, match it up to what it comes from and what it's, intended to be used for. I'm also going to be working in a couple weeks on the rest of his raid team members' clothes as well, and trying to make, I guess, kind of like a matching set so that they all have something that they share together for the clan that they're in inside of the game. Or free company, as it's also called. So that's what I'll be doing. I do want to apologize ahead of time for how bad scuffed the first stream was. It was pretty scuffed. Way more scuffed than I wanted it to be. Not that I wanted it to be, but I expected some things to kind of mess up, but I definitely didn't think it was going to be like that bad. So now we have Medibang Paint Pro in full proportion for y'all to see. My avatar in VOD Mini will hopefully not talk when I am not saying anything, because I was picking up my web microphone rather than my normal microphone. So yeah, right now what I'm gonna try to do today, because I only have a little amount of time every time I'm streaming, so I am going to have to try to make some progress whether or not I'm streaming and recording this. I just like to record my process, especially, unfortunately, with the advent of AI and how that has pretty much made a lot of people, even if they have never recorded content before, I guess become more and more scrutinized, unfortunately. Also, if you hear meowing in the back, that is our cat doing his thing. So he's just chirping out the window, and that'll just be a little more background noise. But okay, so I got some of the palette that I wanted to do just to lay down like his base skin. Again, I'm not super great at color picking, but I will try my best. I have a lot of references to show me how to do like preset skins, but taking it from, I guess, something like in the moment has not always been my strong suit. Sometimes I just eyeball it and try to work with it, but we're gonna do our best here. Where we are now with Lucca is we need to start putting on the clothes. So what I'm gonna do is fade this down. I have the references he's provided to me so sweetly. My brother definitely knows how to give me the kinds of references I need to be able to use. So if you ever want examples on what to do when somebody is asking you for references for drawings, just send your character in every possible angle that you can think of as it relates to the outfit that you want them to wear that would be relevant to the piece being made for them. Okay, so this one's going to have a good back view of what we're looking at. I'm not going to be shrinking down Lucca's model itself because I want it to fit within the proportion of what I'm doing here till I make my final adjustments. And hopefully for its quote-unquote sibling piece with the Pictomancer to come, they'll both kind of match each other, both in the style set that I've used and with the proportions that I'm going for. Especially because I want to make stream cards out of these as well for him, because it's been a while since he's had new stream cards. Okay, so we got one shot of the back. No, that is him on the chocobo. Trying to grab everything I can see. We don't actually need to worry about what the front looks like. We're just trying to figure out how the back side is. I may have to open up more references just to get an idea. but it's good to get all those sides and angles. Unfortunately, because I'm using Medibang Paint Pro and not Paint Tool SAI, I've just had a liking to Medibang recently, and also because I can use it on my portable Android tablet. I can't separate the windows. I can't do that thing that you normally can do, where with I guess SAI you can just have separate windows, minimize everything, and have them next to each other as you're drawing. So while that definitely sucks, we'll live, we'll figure it out. It's not a big issue. Okay, how does that look? That is also not a view that I need at the moment. I'm gonna hold on to that because of the shoulder piece here. I just want to have an idea of how to draw that a little bit. Now, when it comes to Final Fantasy XIV characters, obviously, as you guys may know, it's a lot of detail going on for them. And I've been given permission to simplify whatever it needs to be simplified. And if I need to do something, I guess kind of like, you know, find some wiggle room for the way that I want to design this for him as best as possible, I have the free reign to be able to do that. Okay, I just saw another picture of the backside. There we go. Okay, that's one that we really need. So I'm just gonna crop what I need. Copy. We're gonna paste this on his refs. This is probably gonna be the biggest one that we're going to use, but I just like to put out as many as possible so I can have an idea of what it is I'm doing. So for now, I will line up all the ones for the coat references just next to each other. I'm gonna focus on this guy right here because he is really what I'm looking at and thinking about. All right. And now I'm gonna move the sketch that I made originally on here. If you were last here, you'll notice that the sketch that we did has the swords included, but I need to wait to do that one kind of like at the last minute. I'm gonna make sure I get the clothes adjusted and everything first because that's really what I'm concerned about. But I'm just gonna take this off for a second. I'm gonna go get my chalk brush because that's what I was doing these sketches with this time around. Not a lot of people do that. That I've noticed. It's either like watercolor brush or the pen brush. I can't really say I've seen people try to sketch with an actual pencil brush that much, but that's what we're gonna do. Now see, one of the things that I might have pigeonholed myself into just a little bit is I wanted to make the Lalafell ears with the art style that I'm experimenting with a little more exaggerated. I added a little more of a knob in it rather than a point because I just thought that would look a little more interesting. And the other issue is that I made it pretty big. So when I'm drawing this top part right here, just to kind of circle it really quick, when I'm drawing this part of the coat collar, I feel like it's just gonna hide that awesome detail of like, you know, like how large the ear is and how big the earrings are as well. So I'm going to have to figure out if I'm going to actually cover the whole thing in its own exaggerated little way, or maybe the ear is just like so big it can actually, you know, become tucked beneath the coat collar. I don't know what would look more pleasing to the eye. Like, I definitely didn't want his ear to be hidden, so I don't know. Like, I'm looking at it, but that might be too exaggerated to think like, oh yeah, it's just so ginormous that it's gonna go right over the coat collar. I cannot decide if I like that or I don't. Okay. I might have to cover it, which is gonna make me so sad, but it's either that or make it smaller, and I don't really want to make it tinier because I think it looks better this way. You know, we're just gonna experiment a little bit. we're gonna go with it and see how it looks. Maybe this is a very bendable coat collar. Okay. Now I gotta get the ref for his shoulder. A little more up close. Where did I put you? Of course I stuck it all the way at the bottom because I'm a silly. Okay, well it's pretty round. Kind of looks like an ornate design going on. Again, it's not going to be a one-to-one because with armor sets, whether I'm making them as a gift or as a commission, I do have it listed that for me, I will simplify the things that I feel need simplification. But we're going to try to keep that roundness going. Probably should make my brush even more smaller, but sometimes when I do that, I just feel like it takes away some of the good chunky kind of details. Although I'm seeing a trend lately where people are preferring to just stick with the sketched sort of look, and they don't have to try to like erase it or polish it off further into like a normal set of line work is, you know, which is more common or whatever. Alright, the circle I think would follow the direction of the arm. Like, kind of looks like it's just like shoulder pads, but like metal shoulder pads. I do want to apologize that I wasn't able to stream on Thursday. I forgot I had a doctor's appointment and that required me to have my computer set up and like film set up moved out the way a little bit for me to be able to do it, because it's like one of those virtual kind of appointments where I still had to, like, you know, look presentable. Okay. That's such a shame that that's going to be covering the hair, but I just don't know. I'm reluctant to like cross that line because I want to think that maybe stylistically it'll work for whatever I'm trying to go for. Okay. Now I'm probably just going to make up some swirly deals based on this. Before, for something like this, when I used to make art gifts and earlier commissions and my older art styles, I would definitely take the time to, like, I guess run over, like trace over whatever an ornate design was, if it was extremely necessary to be present on the character in mind and everything. And sometimes, you know, that is important. You really just have to check in with the client to see what they want, or the person that you're making the gift for to see what they want. But if they give you that go ahead to simplify what needs to be simplified in the best possible way while still making your own style, be able to really represent their character as best as you possibly can, then that's what you should do, you know? I'm just happy that the go-ahead for simplification was on the table. So I know I should probably learn how to do like armor better, but I don't know. There are some things that I practice and some things that I work on that I feel like I get better at steadily as I, you know, do it more often. but I can't say I've ever really had that experience with armor, either for people who I've made stuff for or my own characters who had armor sets or things like that. I just felt like I was not doing it as well as I possibly could have been. Okay, we're gonna erase some stuff. Erasing what's irrelevant. Cool, cool, cool. And also, just to warn you, if you haven't watched the stream yet, or the VOD before it, Medibang Paint Bro will save very, very often. Sometimes at inopportune times for myself, so I like to get a jump on it as frequently as I can. And I don't know why that is, why it like halts everything, but it definitely is not fun to deal with. Okay, backside again. Let's see. Alright, so I see a lot of leather notches going on here. I might try to copy that one just to make it a tad bigger. I feel like I really can't see what I'm looking at. Just gonna... Ooh. We're gonna make Lucca a little more faint. Just for a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let's just move that above. So I'm counting 5 of them, of just stitching going down here. Kind of looks like there's a little bit of a bar. Again, I still have to remember to switch or to flip my canvas. Not saying anybody else has to do that, but I try to because at least it helps me see my mistakes a little bit better. Okay. And we know that's going to go down to the middle of the back. And I'll stop right about there. And I can see this giant, I guess it's a belt. Kind of looks like a tool belt alongside the coat. Maybe it's kind of like a combo with it. And it looks pretty wide, so I'm just gonna sketch it in that way. All right. And now I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so there's a few more of those bar things, so I'm gonna simplify it. Because again, this is more of a... I don't know if I would call it a chibi. It's not quite a chibi, but my art style for most things at this point in time is shifting into tunifying everybody a little bit. It might have a bit of a mixture of like, you know, typical anime aesthetics for some things, but it's definitely something where I'm leaning a little bit hard into my own kind of interpretation for toony looks and appearances. Okay. This looks like strings on a guitar or something, with the frets and all that. think I'm gonna pull the belt down just a little bit. Because even if I'm not going to make it a one-to-one, extremely detailed thing, I still want it to look close enough to what he gave me for the references. Right, and I think I counted 4. There's like 4 of them down the back, so they're gonna be very close together towards the bottom part. If I can even get them all to fit. So it might just be 3 rather than 4. And those lines are still going down it, and I have to remember that those lines are going to have their own, they have their own lining as well. So I'll have to maybe use the edge pin for that. And they have lots of metal notches on them too. But they seem to be in similar places, so I don't think that's going to be too big of an issue. Okay. I see a little bit more lining going down the back. What I'm wanting to draw is this part right there. And if I get quiet while I work, I'm sorry about that. Sometimes I'll just be focusing really, really hard. It seems from the back that beneath the medallion type of look for the shoulder pad sort of thing, or metal pads, I'm not really sure what those are called. I can't believe I don't know, but it kind of looks a little bit like this is some type of decorative feathering. Some kind of cloth, something, you know, where it just looks like it's frayed a little bit. So let's see. Looks like it's beneath that. If y'all know what the name for that type of thing is, please tell me, because I don't. It almost looks like hair too, or something like that. But it's been forever since I last played the game, and I feel so embarrassed because it's like, or if you're ever one of those people, kind of like I am, where you definitely enjoy a game, whether it's like an MMO or a JRPG or something with a lot of, you know, detail and wonderful graphics and stuff like that. But you end up just watching other people play it more than you play it yourself. You get your enjoyment from learning about the lore and the story, you know, that way. That's kind of where I'm at with it. Okay, let me turn off this for a second. Okay. that's kind of how I know mostly about the game besides playing it. I should play it more, but you know, I have a very tiny attention span sometimes, so. Right. Let's move that picture a little bit. Okay. So I'm gonna just try to get the general shape down now. Oh, and a quick save, just in case. Now most large coats like this, it just sort of looks like it's a bit of a triangle shape going on here. But it's going to, you know, obviously match whatever pose and position a person wearing the coat is going to be doing. Looks like it's definitely towards the ground though. There's like all these little notches on it too. I feel like I have to get all the lines placed first before I try to mess with that though. Okay. This might be where I have to start looking at the other directions of his character, other angles. Because I know we're not going to fully know what's like on the other side of it for this picture, because it's just going to be showing him in the Viper outfit, or the Viper class related outfit, in a way that is just his backside. We won't be privy to what's going on with his front side except for the reference pictures that are provided here, since I won't be drawing the front side of it. But we still need to know. And I gotta say, I did want to play some different music today inside of the stream, but I'm really worried about dealing with copyright. I'm not sure, like I feel like it might be okay, because a lot of the music that I've been listening to lately when I'm doing stuff, like when I'm editing or drawing or whatever, it's like somebody else's own remix or DJ sort of mix of the original songs themselves, but I just don't know. And like the places they come from, for some reason, don't really have it listed to describe if that's okay or not. Like, you know, what are their own licenses to be able to do what they're doing? Okay, what's going on with that? It's like red and white going on, but it looks like it kind of looks like there's lace at the bottom of his coat. It's kind of. Might not be lace, but it's definitely close to something. Probably have to draw it in a different way and not like that. And I actually thought I was gonna get to see like the full boots. But his character. Wait, is this it? No. I guess you wouldn't really be able to make out the boots all that well. That's a shame. I was looking forward to that, but I know I can't hike it up more than that because it's definitely, pretty sure it's definitely at his feet. I'm gonna see if I have another reference to go by. Let's see. I just need something where he's not really in action. Oh, I don't have too many of that, unfortunately. Look at those boots. That would have been so cute. I feel like I'm just gonna barely be able to see the ankle of it, so maybe maybe it's just like an angle. Yeah. I mean, I could go through the trouble of drawing the boots, but you know, it's probably just gonna be the bottom of the boots. Trying to make this not too complicated. Right. But yeah, the music. I don't know. I don't know if I want to run the risk of it, because if that happens, then I don't know if I'm talking in between, or maybe it's like relevant, maybe people will want to know whatever I was talking about. I would have to edit out myself talking and mute it over with something else, if either Twitch or YouTube later when the VOD gets uploaded doesn't like that I'm playing something that I just like listening to. And not that I don't like listening to this, it's just I've listened to this since I had my first go of VTubing. So, you just kind of want to listen to different things. Okay. That kind of looks like that's a band around towards the bottom. This is a messy sketch, but I think I'm gonna have a good amount of direction to know what I'm doing once we hit that coloring phase. Okay, and now we're gonna try to get that. I guess it's a parcel. Maybe like a parcel case? It's also square. Well, it seems to be. Okay. I gotta say, it's got more ornate designs on it again, but I am just gonna scribble that in for later, because most of the time when it comes to worrying about that, like I said, I either simplify it or I go look at it when I'm in the lining phase, and I can just directly do a quick trace over whatever's the ornate part, resize it, adjust it, tweak it a little bit to whatever it needs to be. Okay. Trying to see if I need to put any more notches on anything else. I draw the sleeves of the coat. I will need to, which I need to be able to see a little bit better. This one's going to look like it's a bit of a mixture of front and back, depending on what parts we're looking at. So let's see. That might be a good one. Can't see that one. Okay, so he's got fingerless gloves on for that. You might want to just go ahead and sketch that out. I already have that ready to go. Turn off the ref for a second so that I can just keep it going. And now for those sleeves. This might be the trickiest part. Gonna see if I have any other things inside of my folder that could help me figure out. No. I feel like it's mainly because of the game. Like the game is just like cropping off at specific moments for screenshots he was able to get. Because I think it does that. No, I already have this one. Okay, what I'm mainly getting is that it's kind of got this, let's see, what is that? I wouldn't really call it lacing. It may be lacing, but it just kind of reminds me of like when a person wears a corset, or having really tall boots that are really long all the way up where your shoelace ties. So I guess I'm gonna have to try to get it in my head. Looks like we got 3 notches here. Yeah, I'm gonna do one more to go over it, and I'm gonna faint this out a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. They aren't entirely flounced out, but they do have coverage, a lot of coverage over his arm. Honestly, it looks like it could be considered fitted if you view it that way. See those notches. Okay. I guess they're like leather strap notches again. Like maybe this is how like he, as a character, like how they intended for the game design to depict this outfit for this new class. Maybe it's supposed to be like, hey, this is how they adjust, how tight they want their sleeves, or something like that. I'm not really sure. But I'm just going to keep on simplifying where it feels like it's right and do my best. Might have to bend that part a little bit. It feels like I should re-transform the mesh here. Oh. I feel like I'm almost getting there. Oh my god. Okay, right there. Okay, and it seems like there's a strap right in the middle as it goes up to the forearm. So we know where to go. We will apply that there. Let it bulge out a little bit. Because again, this is where some adjustments are being made. And we saw from the underside that there's a lining here, and there's notches again. Just like that. So like for the most part, we have a good idea of like what we're looking at. I might need to make it look a little more crinkled and wrinkled because it is leather, or at least comes across as leather from how I'm viewing it. Because I don't think it should be too smooth. It should be like a little bit wrinkled and crinkled in certain places. And I think the lace continues right into the opening. just gonna add some strappies that make me feel like it's adjustable. I don't like how that looks. Okay. Don't know if I like the strappies I made. I'll have to... Feels like it might be tied to where the gloves are. Maybe to keep them from running far down or running too far up. Maybe I'll just do it like that instead of... all over the place here. Not bad. Okay, so now we can turn off the ref really quick and rely on this as our point of reference for how we're trying to do this arm again. If I want to be super lazy, I could just quite literally do copy, do paste, deselect. Give it a flip first. And then just make adjustments where I need to. Though this isn't something I recommend doing, like you probably should draw it over, but if it's for a sketch part, we're just getting the idea of how you're supposed to make something look. I don't think it's the worst possible thing you could do. Okay. Oh my god, did I get rid of it actually? Ah, snap, I did. At least I can paste it back into the same place, but that was silly. Now we will just make adjustments. A lot of this is going to be behind the hair, so we don't actually need it to be front and center here. I feel like this is where I'll be able to make the real crinkle. We're almost getting there. Trying to fix where the certain strappy parts go. It's probably why it would have been better to redraw it, but sometimes I am just not trying to make everything super complicated. Okay. This is pretty rough, but I think it turned out a lot better than I expected it to for sketching the outfit out. Ooh, spoke too soon. I gotta get those boots. Okay, now where can I see your boots? You won't be able to get the full boots because, again, this is a back view, so it will not make a whole lot of sense to do that. Okay, this is probably one of the better views I'm gonna have of those boots. So I'm just gonna use that one. Okay. Sorry, I had to let it save for a second. Just gonna look at one more picture and see. Oh. I know it's probably very silly, but I just want to be sure. That's a great view, actually. I just want to be sure that I'm getting what I need. Someday, I hope they will update Medibang Paint Pro, so that it can actually, you know, let us do multiple windows and minimize them how we need them to be. Because I can't do that here. Like, I thought I could do like a, oh gosh, where is it? No, it's nothing like paint tool size, so I just don't think it's gonna work. It would have been nice if it was. Okay. So those are not pointed heels. They're just like firm, flat kind of boot heels going on here. Looks like it gives them a couple inches. So I will try to draw that in. Maybe I should pull it down. Yeah, it's probably better. Okay. Zoom back in. I'm sorry for my nose. My allergies are really kicking up today. I don't know why, but they are just super aggressive today. Taking medicine and can't get it to really chill out. Now I don't actually have to go like this far for it. This is probably just so that I'll be able to have the shape when I'm doing the layers. color over the way I need it to. It's not necessary, but it makes me feel better just in case I need to have it out there just on the off chance that it's something that needs to be seen. Like it's kind of a bulbousy boot. These are also made of leather, so they'll have their own little bits of crinkle to them in certain places. And I am thinking of just letting the music that I want to play, but I don't know. Honestly, whenever I've streamed and it had even like the slightest thing that was, I guess, not copyright protected like I thought it was, I never got stricken. It was just like, hey, it won't be played with the sound, and if you want it to have sound, then you'll have to take out the parts that are, I guess, being flagged at the moment or something. Let's reshape those boots a little bit. Okay. Just need to look at the front view of that again. Let's go here. Okay, so it's got another, this must have been a very like, let's put the straps on heavy type of arc or whatever's going on for there to be the Viper class right now. Not that I mind it, I'm very intrigued by it, I guess. Stylistically, how they came to the conclusion that this, I guess, really fit whatever's going on for the new job class and story at the moment. Feels like it probably would have been maybe a little more interesting a few years ago, especially for everybody getting into things that looked very prairie-like and cottagecore-y. It's definitely cool. A little jealous I don't own those boots. Okay, and a little more. Oh wait, I don't have to draw that because it can't be seen. Okay, again, not making more work for myself. All right, so now the direction of the shoe is going to be different slightly, and I'm just going to pull one of the old things that I usually do if I'm drawing how something looks from behind. I just take the same shape, I erase the inside, and go from there. Now we'll still be able to see the strap thing here, but everything else is pretty much omitted from our view. From the back of the shoe, we really just see the lining down it here. Another line for the back, and that classic leather boot wrinkle thing going on. Gotta erase a little bit more. Okay, now we won't actually see this part at all, but it'll still be handy to leave there for the shaping. So now we're gonna turn off the refs again. We're gonna boom, boom, boom. I wonder if I should change the color of that. Probably should. Oh, always remember to hit layer, not canvas. Okay, now what I'm gonna do for my brother, because I like to have everything ready at every single stage, personally. Gonna put his character right there. Gonna make a copy of that. And then I'm gonna erase the bits that don't need to be seen. This is pretty much a method that I do for every person, whether I'm making them a gift or I'm working on, oh god, didn't need to get rid of that. Whether I'm working on an art gift for them or a commission for them or what have you, I make it a choice to pretty much have like the whole process, like, hey, this is sketch 1, this is sketch 2, etc., etc. The only things that I will admit to not doing much, that I'll be doing more lately, is I don't always have to, depending on what a person wants, whether it's, again, just a gift or it is a commission or whatever, they don't always want me to like message them every time, hey, here's the sketch, do you approve it, da, da, da. They're more like, keep it going, and then when it's finished I'll tell you what to tweak, which isn't so bad, depending on like how far along you get, but I'll be implementing the method of just sending everything as it is, as it's happening, because I think that's probably better for communication. Okay, I'm gonna copy this real quick, I'm gonna hide it, we're gonna erase this part of this one. Right. Oh, this is gonna be even the rougher part. Goodness gracious. Oh boy. I'm deciding whether or not I should try to erase the stuff beneath that or not, because I kinda need it. So I guess the stuff that I need for my own thing, I'll just leave it unticked for some reason. I'm so sorry you heard me sniffle like that. Ugh, that was a gross one. It was totally piggy-like. Alright. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, okay. We'll just erase some parts. Alright, now we have that sketch ready to go. And I just drop all this, that, and that on that. And we'll call it sketch 2. And then we'll take all of it off. Okay. All right, so we had that ready for the other sketch. I think I'm probably just gonna smush everything together for that. I shouldn't need to take any more, but we'll see. Now we'll have the one that I need. Or don't need that one. We'll have the one that I need for the clothes ready to go for the tracing part. Of tracing over this part to do the line work. Let's get normal Lucca right here. We're gonna lighten that sketch one again. And I'm pretty much gonna do it all in black. I might do it on separated layers in the folder, but I don't quite know yet. So we'll figure that out together. Let's see. Well, that should definitely be above it. And I'm gonna get my favorite pen, which is the Medibang School pen. I just like this pen because look at the... Oh wait, I made the eraser brush like gigantic. Don't need to do that. Just look at the crunch in that. It's a good crunch. Like it. I also have to remember to save this in a PSD file as well, just in case. Okay. So for the first layer, I'm going to be doing the coat. I might try to work harder, not smarter, and do some stuff with the shape tools, because that can just be useful, depending on what you're doing. Okay. Now I probably could have just like copied that one whenever I was finished and then warped it to whatever I wanted it to be, but I don't know if I want to do that, so I think this might be the better bet. And since we can't see that other half completely, we're going to erase what we can't see. I'm actually pretty quick with the line work when it comes to a brush that I like. So if I like that brush, it makes my process 1,000 times easier. Plus, another thing that I'm trying to implement in my new style that I'm working on is I like thick lines. I don't know why I avoid them, or why I thought I couldn't have done them before, but I just like them. I prefer how they look. I've done a lot of pieces where the line work is thin, and maybe it did work for that, or called for that for whatever, like, I guess the mood was, or the theme, or whatever. But for the most part, I feel like, this just looks more appealing. It grabs your eye a lot better. And I'm really trying to lean into like the tune aspect of drawing something, because I haven't quite cemented every single aspect of what my style like calls for. Like, there are little things that I do, or try to make sure that I do, so that it can be like, hey, this is kind of a bit of a signature thing I'm doing. But I'm still really wading through finding the perfect way to depict everything at this point in time. I think it'll probably be better when I've gotten a lot more practice, when I've gotten a lot more people's own OCs and characters to draw, to really help me figure out, like, can this actually be applicable, like, with any character, or is it only like certain kinds of characters or certain types of themes? I'm still trying to figure out how I'm gonna fit in like the saturation stuff in this as well, and I'm trying to kind of do like a rainbowy thing going on with everything, but I gotta figure out how do I make this work for the gift I'm making my brother as well, because I want him to be able to use this in future things for himself, whether he was making products for himself with the design, or if he's like gonna go to events and he can have his own shirt, or like own stuff to like wear and things like that. I want it to be like a good blend of both things, like stuff I know he'd like and stuff that I think that I just like recommend, to give it a try or whatever. Oh no, why did I do that? I put a thing where it should not have been, unfortunately. But I also feel like the other way that I was just doing that looked nice, but you can't see it when that's there, so I can't put it there. That would have been something I would have done consistently, I think. I'll make it faint, like very, very faint. I don't think I'll separate the layers, I'll just keep them together. It was a good idea for the moment. But again, don't gotta make it harder where it doesn't need to be. Trying to add a little bit of sketchiness into it. But I might have to change the size of the pen a little bit. Okay. I got the middle backing on it in a funny place. I guess that doesn't look bad. Pretty sure that this is fabric coming up from the leather coat, so I think it's okay to let it be a little more free-flowing. I need to make it a tad smaller. Okay. Well, I think until the video, until it's over, excuse me, it's over for stream, I'm just gonna turn the music that I would rather be listening to at the moment on. I think that'll help me get through it a little better. I also need to go get a tissue from my nose, so give me a second. I will be right back and we will have a switch in the music. Alrighty, I am back with my little set of tissues for my little allergy nose. Okay, so I'm just gonna play whatever music that I feel like listening to at the moment. I'm really sorry. I hope this doesn't get copyrighted. I hope it doesn't get flagged. If it does, I will edit out wherever I have the music that I would really prefer at the moment. So that when I upload it to like YouTube, you guys can watch the VOD without it being an issue. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'm gonna mute my mic for now and just be all quiet for a little bit.
By the time you hear the next pop, the funk shall be within you. The funk shall be within you.
Somebody asked me. It's up to you what you do with your life. You have just one, so do what's right now. Somebody asked me. Oh Lord.
muscles unwind. Now let's go somewhere they can't find. Souls divine, they'll lose all space and time. Vibrations touch the spine with both your hands and mine. So young and fine, can't tell me no. Born to be free, try to box me, I float like Ali. Move my body like waves in the sea. When you call on my flow, just remember to breathe like I'm what they came to see. Say I'm everything you need. Please and throw it back. See, sweat it all out like it's 100 degrees. Now dance, baby, dance, feel that rhythm in your pants. Now dance, baby, dance, feel that rhythm in your pants. Now dance, baby, dance, feel that rhythm in your pants. Now dance, baby, dance, feel that rhythm in your pants. Yesterday, forget pride, forget what the rest will say. Today we live our lives, what it feel inside, let it melt the rest away. Become immortalized in this funky vibe, get lost inside a bass. Now don't you be surprised if all eyes on you when the record plays and say got flavor for your neighbors, got that flavor for your mama. I'm sharper than a blazer and I'm smoother than pajamas. Now you could be a hater, you can hate me if you wanna, but step to me, I'll break you and I'll leave you in a trauma. So watch me shine, mastermind, so conductor of the move. I can lead the blind with the way I grind, not hard to see, I'm the truth. Listen to these rhymes, control your spine, don't think about it, just do. Came to redefine and redesign what it means to break the rules. So break the cage, don't be afraid. Get off the wall, grab some alcohol, let the youth of the night for your spirits tonight. Get drunk off the brace, let it be your escape. Get woozy for the drums, let it fill your lungs. Don't matter where you're from, don't matter how old. Before I go, I gotta let you know that the party don't start till I hit the floor.
about the implications when alone between the sheets, when all the hugging, kissing, tearing my heart apart. So people stand hand in hand, celebrating all different colors, joining together, sharing feelings. Believe me, if only I could make this world a better place. If only I
have. And I'm just reflecting on growing up. Seemed like the less that we had, we was at our best. This is real what I'm talking about, and this is a wake-up call. We shared more when we had less.
I'm faster on my world might be on fire, but I run faster on my world might be on fire, but I run faster on this
Let you know this evening, yeah. I wanna let you know that if you can just hold on, we ain't gonna have to cry no more. You see, God's gonna wipe away all our tears. He gonna wipe the tears, yeah. He gonna wipe the tears from your eyes. Do you hear me out there with you? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, we're hitting a little ways past the 2-hour mark, and that is all the time that I have for today, for today's stream of working on part 2 of the art gift, or at least recording part 2 of it, for my older brother, seriously, for his Lucca OC for Final Fantasy XIV. We did make pretty good headway. We got the line work done, so that's something to celebrate. The only thing that we have to worry about doing next for next stream, and this is depending on whether or not I take care of it myself over the weekend, as I said before, I will more than likely probably try to work on this a little bit more, besides just recording and then like showing what I'm doing, or streaming what I'm doing, just to get it done a little bit faster, because this part does take like a hot minute. But you know, we'll see. We stopped at laying some colors down, just some very basic, you know, quick flat color for the outfit. There's obviously a lot more colors going on with it. Just to go and refer back to the references provided, we've got some brown hues, some maroon, reddish hues, a couple of, I want to call it like maybe like a dusty kind of looking black hue going on for some of it. We also still have to do line work and base colors for the swords and really detail those swords as much as possible, because that should be the focus of the piece more than anything else, to really give the Viper feel going on. I like the line work style that I'm trying out for this one a little bit. We do have to go around and clean up where the base color for the clothes is at, because when I put it down I think I hit canvas, and I'll have to go to each layer and probably correct that as much as I can in my free time. But I like the little bits that I'm doing. I like sticking to the thickness that's going on. This kind of makes me think of like the inky type of little bit of details people would do for like Saturday or Sunday morning like comics or something like that, which I don't mind. I might clean it up in a couple areas that don't like look as much or add a little more oomph to it, but I like what I'm going for so far. I feel like it's going to be pretty different than what I normally do, and I think that it would just, you know, look nice for his character. I'm glad that I'm able to kind of still incorporate the mischievous side of the character still inside of it. I had to raise those the mouth line and the tooth line up a little bit because the coat outline was just covering it so much. I'm super bummed that the earrings don't get to be shown off as much as I would like them to be. I just can't reasonably stick it behind the coat collar because that wouldn't make sense. It just doesn't look like his ears would be big enough, whether I was drawing it in the accurate style of Final Fantasy 14 or if I was doing my own for it to go in front of it. So no ear show off for this one. Maybe I'll try to make sure that those ears really are seen for the Pictomancer one. I have like several tries with this to give his character a little more practice for how I try to design it in the future and use this sort of toony style more so than any other style that I've done before. So I'm really looking forward to that. He's sent me countless references for both, so I think I'm gonna have a wonderful time working on it. But this is where we're gonna stop. Thank you guys so much for watching the stream, whether you're tuning into it now or you are watching a replay of a VOD either on Twitch or on YouTube. I really do appreciate it. If you want to continue to support me and support the content that I work to create, whether it's artwork or just playing video games or reviewing things and all the such, you could consider supporting me on my Ko-fi. I have lowered the price for donation down to just $1 because I have added a new tier on my Ko-fi that I'm going to try to put as much content there as possible for y'all to enjoy. It's going to be the Kaleido Club tier. It's going to be exclusive to anybody who's trying to sub to my Ko-fi for $5 each month. All of the donations and subs that you guys provide towards my Ko-fi help me towards creating better content, better quality content, helps me record and stream a lot more often, make better edits of the videos that I have, also helps me to afford equipment that would make it better quality for me to, you know, work on those things, such as recording and editing and live streaming. But most importantly, your support helps me live. It helps me provide for my home. It helps me be able to afford, you know, groceries, medications, bills, taking care of our adorable cat and such. So that is really all, I guess. So yeah, so sorry to go, my dear Claytos, but I had a delightful time, and I hope you had a delightful time too. Until next video and until next stream, bye for now.